O Come Emmanuel, a history by C. Michael Hahn. O Come Emmanuel, 9th century Latin hymn from the United Methodist Hymnal number 211 in the Presbyterian, page 88. O come Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lonely exile here until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice! Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. This hymn, originally in Latin, takes us back over 1,200 years to monastic life in the 8th or 9th century. 7 days before Christmas Eve, monasteries would sing the O antiphons in anticipation of Christmas Eve, when the 8th antiphon, O Virgo Virginum, O Virgin of Virgins, would be sung before and after Mary's canticle, the Magnificat, Luke chapter 1, verses 46b through 55. The Latin metrical hymn form of the hymn was composed as early as the 12th century. John Mason Neale, 1818 to 1866, the famous architect of the Oxford movement, discovered the Latin hymn in the appendix of an early 18th century manuscript, Psalterium Cationum Catholicorium, with a refrain. Neale, a translator of early Greek and Latin hymns, included it in his influential collection, Medieval Hymns and Sequences, 1851. British hymnologist J.R. Watson provides a context for the antiphons included in the second page after the hymn in the hymnal. Quote, "The antiphons, sometimes called the O antiphons or the Great O's, were designed to concentrate the mind on the coming Christmas, enriching the meaning of the Incarnation with a complex series of references from the Old and New Testaments." End quote. Each antiphon begins as follows: O sapientia, wisdom; O Adonai, Hebrew word for God; O radix Jesse, stem or root of Jesse; O clavis, David, key of David; O Oriens, dayspring; O rex genitium, king of the Gentiles; O Emmanuel. Put together, the first letter of the second word of each antiphon spells Sarcore, Sarkor. If read backwards, the letters form a two-word acrostic, Ero Cross, meaning I will be present tomorrow. All of the Latin attributions to the coming Messiah are from the Old Testament except Emmanuel, which is found both in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, and Matthew chapter 1, verse 23. Matthew quotes Isaiah virtually verbatim. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel, with the exception that Matthew adds the phrase, which being interpreted is God with us. The O Emmanuel antiphon was traditionally sung on the night before Christmas Eve, revealing the meaning of the liturgical riddle through the completion of the acrostic. Neale translated the opening line as, quote, draw nigh, Emmanuel," end quote, for his volume of translations, Medieval Hymns and Sequences. It appeared in the Hymnal Noted, Part 2, in 1854, with a tune supplied by Thomas Helmore entitled Veni Emmanuel. The heading in this hymnal stated, quote, from a French missal in the National Library, Lisbon, end quote. Scholars have not been able to locate the French missal, but Sister Thomas More, Dr. Mary Berry, located the tune in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris, identifying it as a 15th century processional for French Franciscan nuns. The famous Hymns Ancient and Modern, 1861, used Neale's revised translation, which continues to be employed in many hymnals. The block chords of the original musical were eventually replaced with more freely flowing plainsong settings. There are numerous textual variations in many hymnals, including even the order of the stanzas. Lawrence Hall Stuckey, recently retired worship professor at Wesley Seminary, retranslated portions of the hymn to reflect more accurately the original Latin. Regular readers of this column will note that many hymns found in our hymnals transcend centuries, cultures, translations, and many variations until we find them in the form that we sing. With this hymn, the essence of the original Latin text remains by singing O Come Emmanuel, with the antiphons interspersed. Christians today may participate in a sacred Advent ritual at least 11 centuries old.